Hi guys, how's it going? Hopefully you all are doing well. Whenever you see this day or night. So this is going to be a general reading for Virgo for March 17th through March 31st. So it is a general reading, so it can cover anything from love, health, wealth, friends, family, etc. So always take it how it resonates for you if it does. And if it doesn't resonate and you know your birth time and you can get, if you do know your birth time, you can get a free birth chart online and find out your other placements. For instance, finding out your sun, rising, moon, and Venus signs. And then always feel free to check out some of my other zodiac videos. With that being said, whenever you see this video, it is meant for you. Since time is fluid and relative, this video can resonate, for example, 6 months in the past or 6 months in the future. So it can resonate before or after the original intended time period. What else was I going to say? Oh yes, if you're not watching this live and you want to see a picture of all the cards that I pulled for you here today, and have it pulled up while you listen or watch or just look at a later time, you can do that by going to my website, MalesseaMagicLight.com, or you can just click in the description box below and click on my website, find the Facebook link. Once on Facebook, you just look for the Virgo reading, and the first comment will just be one big picture if you want to check that out, but no pressure or whatever. Last thing I was going to say was, if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. And if you would like to, it's totally free. It just lets you know when I put out new videos. So it's in the bottom right corner is a bell icon. You just click it and make sure that it's active. All right, so blah, 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 that is our intro. But yeah, let's do a quick sound bell here for you, Virgo, for some general healing and grounding for the reading before we start. So if you want to and you feel comfortable, you can take a deep breath in and out, all right? Okay, Virgo. Let's get into your reading here. I do have to say right off the bat that you did show up in your own reading. So Virgo, if you're not familiar, is in the tarot, the Hermit card. So it's always cool when, each sign tends to sometimes, not all the time at all, show up in their own reading. So I like that. So I just want to say that right off the bat. But yeah, so if you're new here, you kind of know the deal. Welcome back. And I mean, if you're not new, you know the deal, so welcome back. But if you are new, welcome. So we're going to start with your first main 6 cards here, okay? And so this is the first row is energy starting around tomorrow, a little bit after, right? It's not exact. And continuing on through this week into this upcoming weekend. And then the last row here is the last week and a half or so of March. Okay, so that last weekend as well. And then we'll get into your confirmation cards after that. But let me start the timer here, Virgo, and let's get into it. All right. So you have Ace of Pentacles upright, Page of Swords upright, 4 of Cups in reverse, King of Swords upright, Temperance upright, and King of Wands in reverse. Now I have started to be pulling the top and the bottom of each deck here, the 2 decks that I'm using, to kind of give more background information. So I will be going over that as well. They're kind of off to the side just because I don't have enough space. But yeah, Virgo, to start off your reading here with the Ace of Pentacles, this is beautiful energy. You know, this could be, if it's not you, the person you're dealing with, or just your general environment, but it's the Ace of Pentacles is a card that talks about, taking something that is that is viewed as waste or trash or discarded in some way, and making something beautiful out of it, using it as a fertilizer. Okay, so you see that here with this dung beetle. All right, so they take the dung or the poop, whatever you want to call it, and they lay their eggs in it, right? And so then it becomes something um, creative and life-giving and all of that. All right, but if it's not that for you, Virgo, since this is a general reading and can resonate in different ways, this is a card that speaks about abundance, about a peaceful energy, about things starting to move forward. And right, abundance, even though it says pentacle here, it can be more than just money, right? Abundance can be good health, can be more time with friends or family, it can be more creativity, more passion, like whatever you are currently looking for to manifest more in your life. That is what your true abundance would be. All right, so beautiful energy to start your reading off here with Virgo. But yeah, let's keep going. All right, so the next card, the second card you have here, is the Page of Swords in the upright position. So this speaks about having some type of possible small offer or communication coming through. Either someone is going to give this to you, or you're going to give it to them. Or if it's not that, it could be just like a small opportunity from the universe here. Okay, this card and this energy also, if it's not those things, speaks about having mental clarity. Okay, and it also talks about just lost my train of thought. Basically, moving forward with something, but at the beginning stages, right? So it could be, since it's a page, it's not a knight or a king, right? Those are the orders. You could be in like entry level position, or you could be at the beginning of a relationship or beginning of a project or whatever it may be. But this card also speaks of slowing down in some way a little bit here, because you do have the Road Runner. Let me just show you here. All right. So meet me right in the American cartoons. But he's really good at going fast, but sometimes, it's saying, could be for some of you guys, Virgo, that you need to slow down in some way, and just make sure to that you keep this mental clarity, whatever it may be. All right. Because as we know, that can, change from time to time, and everything ebb and flows here. Now, before we get into your third card here, I want to at this time show you what was on the bottom and the top of the main 6 cards here tarot deck, which is the Animal Totem Tarot. If you ever want to check it out, it's in the description box. All right. But anyway, you have the Ace of Cups here in the upright position on the top of your deck, and then you have the Hermit in the bottom. You actually have the Hermit twice here, Virgo. Like I said in the beginning of the reading, that's your card. That's your zodiac card showing up in the tarot. So we'll talk more about this for sure later. But real quick, to start with the Ace of Cups, okay? This is an energy of being really abundant, of being able to see things from a higher perspective, of basically working really hard and coming from a really resilient place in some way. Because sometimes when you see this card in other decks, there's a lotus flower, right? So if you've watched me before, you've heard me say this before too, that, the lotus flower obviously doesn't grow in the ground like most flowers. It grows in the water. And so that's the resiliency, like, kind of metaphor here. Okay. But all that hard work and resiliency, whatever it is for you, Virgo, whether it's work, relationship, family, or all, or one or the other, whatever, that's what brings you this overflowing cup. Okay, that's what brings you that abundance, moving forward and forward energy. So since this is sorry, I'm like stuttering. Since this is at the top of your deck here, it's just giving us some background information about where you might be at, coming mid-March, okay, or around this time, since I'm filming this. Today's the 16th, so tomorrow's the 17th, and that's kind of where I place the time thing. But time is relative, so it's not exact. But anyway, here with the Hermit card, going to show you a little preview of one of your confirmation cards here. But it's interesting to see how each deck you know, does their artwork for each of these cards. But I just want to say it's 1 in 72 chances that this card is going to come out twice. And so, you know, I always shuffle and cut my decks, and so it's really beautiful when it comes out. It's also really nice when you see your own card in your reading, because that just could be a sign that you're feeling more in your element in some way, or just a signal for you to get back to your quality, your Virgo qualities, okay, of the Hermit, which is introspection, right? Um, it is talking about following and finding your own inner light, taking a break from other people. You know, it could be physically, or, you know, excuse me, let me turn this down, or it could be just mentally, right? Because you see here, he's at the edge of the cliff and he's going off. Okay. But even with the grasshopper, his little antlers, or not his antlers, his antennas, sorry, are framing the sun in the background here. So it's always about finding your own light. And the interesting thing with the grasshopper too, or any insects, is they're so close to the earth, and you are an earth sign. So feeling vibrations, taking cues from the earth, being more grounded, and just revisiting those things that could help you at this time, being a Virgo. All right. Anyway, let's go back to the rest of your reading. All right. Sorry, 1 second here. Okay. Anyway, Virgo. Where we were, you have the Four of Cups in reverse as your third card here. Now, this is a great card to have in the reverse position, because when the Four of Cups is upright, it's an energy that talks about not being happy with your current options or circumstances, and needing to trust in the divine that you will be given something else that's even better for you, or you will better with, or just will make you more happy with your options or circumstances, right? So when this card shows up in the reverse, it's saying that you could now be having more faith in the divine, or you could even be seeing these better circumstances and situations starting to come through for you in some way. So that is really nice. But I'm going to show you how it normally looks upright, just so you can get a visual. So you got this octopus here at the bottom, and the shipwreck, and then these 4 cups, right? But normally when you see this card, it would be a man or woman sitting down, and they're kind of like have their arms crossed, and they're looking at these 3 cups, and they're not, I'm really hot, sorry. I wore too many clothes. They're not happy with what the options are currently being given to them. And so what they don't see is that this hand of the divine is coming through behind their back a little bit, holding another cup, okay? And so that's that faith that you're starting to believe in, or you're starting to see that your circumstances or options are better, okay, because this is in the reverse position, right? But that's what you want to see here, Virgo. Okay, moving forward. I'm going to take a quick sip here. How's the weather has been so up and down the last couple of days. I'm like, am I wearing enough clothes? I'm wearing too much. Anyway, okay, Virgo. So your 4th card here is the King of Swords in the upright position. So the King of Swords is all about mental clarity. It's about royalty, being in a higher position, possibly people coming to you for support and guidance, also feeling supported by other people, okay? And this is the second bird that you have so far in your reading, okay? So the bird is always a symbol of seeing things from a higher perspective, and because he's a king, he has to be more objective and how he deals with people, okay, so he can you know, make the best decisions here, okay. But also, you know, when you see the bald eagle, like that is a symbol of freedom, right? And so the only downside to this card, I would say, is there could be a little bit of a feeling of being not having enough freedom with something. But we'll know more when we get into the confirmation cards. But it's just like a little slight thing. It won't be for everybody, like I said. That's kind of like the only downside to this card. The only other thing was that people might see you as kind of cold or calculating in some way. Again, this doesn't have to be you, Virgo. It could be the person you're dealing with or just your general environment. Is very similar energy to the king. I mean, this is the King of Swords, to the Queen of Swords, because she's also seen that way here. But I do really like that he's sitting on his throne. Okay, so that's the support system that you have, whatever that may be for you. So this is really nice and just mental clarity, like I said. Okay. But let's keep going, Virgo. And I'm going to just turn my music up a little bit because it's super quiet. I don't want doggies to do their thing. I don't even know if it helps, but we'll say this. Anyway, Virgo. So your fifth card here is the Temperance card, upright. So this is a beautiful energy of having patience. Again, I talked about that, further back in the reading when I was talking about the Page of Swords with the Road Runner, just slowing down. So that's what the Temperance card is also about, is having patience. It's about balance, okay? It's about the ability to control your emotions with all the water here. Also, flamingo here in the card. Okay, you see beautiful rainbow and the waterfall. The Temperance card talks about the ability to see things in different worlds, right? So normally you would see a woman or a man with 1 foot on the ground and 1 foot in the water. So that could be your ability, or your if you don't currently have this ability, or you need to develop it further, to go in between the material world and the spiritual world, or the subconscious and the conscious. Okay, but it's mainly a card, like I said, about patience, because that's, it's right under to the Road Runner, right? So that's generally what I'm getting it from here. But it is a really beautiful energy, like I said as well. But let's see what your last card here is in the main six. Okay, Virgo. So you have King of Wands in reverse. When I see this card pop up like this, it kind of tells me there could be some issue. It could be a small issue because, all your other cards are pretty positive here, even in the confirmation. Before I get into that, there could be a small issue with confidence about something, since you have the King in reverse here, the King of Wands. There could be, for some of you, what's the word I'm trying to think of? When I think, since it also follows the Temperance card, right? Temperance, I said, is also about balance, right? When this King of Wands normally shows up with Tasmanian Devil here, he's super confident, even cocky, to the point where he's laying in this posture, kind of tempting the other animals, like, sneak up behind me, like, I dare you, right? So I don't, tend to normally think of Virgos as really cocky people. I mean, of course, there's always the exception to the rule, and it's a general reading, but there has to be maybe some type of balance between being confident in a healthy way and not cocky. Okay, that could be for some of you guys. It could also be that you're now starting to show more of your vulnerable side without seeing it as like being a blockage to being successful, possibly. Okay, but I feel like it's more this confidence issue for most of you here. It also could be just a general feeling, since it is a King of Wands in reverse, lack of abundance or moving forward in some way. Possibly not wanting to own up to some leadership role, right? Since it is a king, or moving forward with a relationship or project or whatever. But again, you have to take it how it resonates for you. So this is a perfect time to get into your confirmation cards. And before we do that, I want to show you now what was at the top and the bottom of your Llewellyn deck. This is the confirmation deck that I used, okay? You have Two of Wands in reverse and Six of Pentacles upright. And this is, again, energy that could just be in the background underneath your reading, okay? But not bad cards by any means. And your other two that were at the top and the bottom of the other deck were really positive. So with this Two of Wands in the reverse energy, this is talking about, in the recent past, you could have been not sure what path to take, and you were more in an observational place. And now you're feeling like you're ready to take more action, right? Okay, and just to show you the card when it's upright, because it's hard to kind of know what you're looking at here. Yes, let me just turn the timer off. There's a woman here looking into this crystal ball, and she's got the wands on each side, okay? And she's like, well, how do I move forward in the future? What do I do? She's doing some people watching. Um, I mean, you don't see that depicted in this card, but that's kind of some energy you see with this card, okay, and trying to see how other people go about their paths and how it might relate or not relate to what you want to do, okay. But again, it came out reversed, so that means that you're coming out of that energy. You could be ready for more action. All right. Now, when you have what was on the bottom of your deck is the Six of Pentacles upright. This is another card that speaks about balance. I'll put it right next to the Temperance. Okay, because in this card, she's literally holding the balance scales that you would see in the Justice card, okay? But she's giving back, okay? So she has enough of something to share with somebody else that's not as fortunate. Just because it's a pentacle and it looks like money in this card, again, it doesn't have to be money. It could be you giving back your time or your skills or teaching someone your skills, whatever, it may be. It's an equal kind of, not an equal give and take, but it's having good morals and wanting to help someone else out that, might be less fortunate in whatever area here. But it is a card that has abundance about it as well. And it has this very passionate, also, it has a lot of courage in this card, okay? So this could also be some underlying energy to what's, fueling your reading here so far and what you have coming up, mid-March until the end of March here. Okay, so with all that being said, now it's time for your confirmation card. So you have the Devil upright, Ace of Pentacles upright, and the Hermit upright, which I showed you earlier, but we'll talk about briefly again. Okay, so when you have the Devil upright and it's confirming the Ace of Pentacles upright and the King of Swords, this is saying that, possibly Virgo, in the recent past, there was some type of overindulgence with something. It could be addictions, right? Addictions don't just have to be like food, smoking, sex, whatever. It could be overworking. It could be whatever imbalance of something that is too much, okay? It means when you see the Devil card that your animalistic side could be out too much, okay? Now in this deck, they show it as the Horned One, or that's what they call it, but it is the Devil card here. Okay, and so you see this dude with some antlers and he's chilling in the forest, and there's some kind of wolf or dog here. That's the animalistic side I'm talking about. So also, when you see the Devil card, if there's not something out of balance, you could talk about in the recent past, there might have been some self-sabotage about something, because when you see the Devil card in other decks, there's a chain around the male and female that are naked in the front, one on each side, but it's open, right? So they put that chain there themselves, and they could easily take it off, right? So whatever this, Devil energy, it's not the end of the world, right? We all have sometimes imbalance in our animalistic side or addictions or self-sabotage or something. But that possibly could have been, what fueled you to get in the energy of the Ace of Pentacles. You could have taken something here, Virgo, that you said, okay, that's not useful for me anymore. That's trash. It's discarded. I don't want it. And you use it as fuel to move forward and create your abundance and do something with your creativity. Okay. Sorry, guys, my allergies are going crazy. 1 second here. Okay. So then when the Devil is also confirming the King of Swords upright, this is kind of speaking a little bit about before with feeling I'm getting is like when I said the only bad thing about the King of Swords energy with this card can be that you're still looking for some type of freedom, right? With the bald eagle, that's what it is as far as in American culture, just like off of kind of American stupid representation. But I'm sure in many other cultures it means a lot of cooler things than that, or similar, but whatever. So anyway, what I'm trying to say though is that when this Devil card is confirming the King of Swords, it could be that in the past you had too much freedom with something, and then they got out of balance with addictions or self-sabotage or something. It could also be, I said the other downside of the King of Swords and also the Queen of Swords is very similar, where they're seen as really cold and calculating, and they don't show their emotions to everybody. Perhaps in the recent past you showed too much of your emotions, and you got hurt that way or something, and so then you kind of went into this energy too of the King of Swords. Again, it's not for all of you, could just be some of you guys. But again, it's just, also I would say with the King of Swords, right, it's about mental clarity. He is the King of Swords. Okay, his sword is upright, it's laying down because it's resting there. But you could be saying in the recent past, the reason why the Devil card was here was because you didn't have enough mental clarity about something, because there was imbalance with your animalistic side or self-sabotage, and now you're able to balance it. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so your second confirmation card here, Virgo, is the Ace of Pentacles, which is a really nice, beautiful energy. That speaks of abundance, of moving forward. It speaks of creativity. It speaks of passion. So anyway, let me show you the card here. So you see this hand from the divine coming through the clouds, holding this pentacle here, and it looks like spring or summertime, more like summertime, I guess, in the background, okay? And when this card is confirming, the Page of Swords upright and this Temperance with the balance, it could be saying for some of you guys that if you're waiting on something and you have to be more patient, it could be saying that it's going to come more in the summertime. But that's not for everybody, right? But it's just saying, again, with this patience, the more patient that you can be and the more balanced you can be in your emotions, that's going to bring you more abundance in your life. That is going to bring you more passion and creativity. Okay. Super quiet. Okay. Now, your last confirmation card, like I said before, is the Hermit, right? You showed up twice in your own reading. Very cool. So yeah, when the Hermit is confirming the Four of Cups in reverse and the King of Wands in reverse, when I think of the Hermit, I think of somebody that is very patient. I feel like generally earth signs are pretty patient compared to like a fire sign like myself or something. We're known to just harder time with that. And because you are the Hermit, right, Virgo, that's your card in the zodiac. If it's not about patience, it could just be really finding your own answers, finding your own light, finding your own magic, finding what works for you to help open up your own abundance and move forward in your life. Okay. But, when it's confirming, again, this Four of Cups in reverse energy, where you were coming out of not liking your options or circumstances before, and now you might start liking your options and circumstances, or you might start just trusting in the divine that they're going to bring you something better, which they are, because you also have the Ace of Pentacles. This is the divine hand bringing you that, right? But when it's confirmed too by the Hermit, it's just saying, sometimes you have to really use your intuition, your introspection, and taking a break or time out from other people, whether physically or mentally, right? And I will say that sometimes for earth signs, change can be a little bit more difficult, especially for Virgos, than other signs. So I would also, try to make your own sense of whatever this change that could be, because I do believe that it's going to be something positive, right? Okay. And when the Hermit card here is also confirming the King of Wands in reverse, this is basically telling us that, again, when you have that balance between not being overly cocky, but having enough confidence, showing your vulnerability, but not being a doormat, um, that will bring you out of that energy of possibly feeling a lack of abundance. Okay, right, with the King of Wands in reverse. And so the more that you, Virgo, get into the energy of just having a more balanced approach in a lot of different areas in your life, that this will, have you manifest things better too. Because I will say that, I don't know if I mentioned this before, the Hermit card has a very similar energy in some ways to the Magician card in the tarot, right? So, when I see this card, I think of like magic, like right off the bat, right? Like, doesn't this guy look like he's magical? He looks like a wizard, right? So, I would just say keep moving forward. Focus on having that balance, keeping that mental clarity, taking something that could have been ugly or discarded or viewed as trash, either in yourself or in your environment, and creating it something more positive for yourself, that's going to bring you more abundance and happiness. Okay. So, with all that being said, Virgo, because I know we're like way over time, let's get you some quick oracle cards here. Actually, I'm going to do this one first. So just give me a moment to tap back into your energy. Virgo. Messages for Virgo. Messages for Virgos. Earth sign Virgos. March 17th through March 31st. What does Virgo need to see? What does Virgo need to know for the highest good? Earth sign Virgo. Okay. Well, you got a lot of cards. I don't know. I'm going to take all of them. Hold on. The first card that I pulled for you, though, is the Death card. Guardian Angels. So when I think of the Death card, I think of change, right? I was saying something about change. And I'll just take one more. I'm not going to take too many. The other card is the Competition card. So this talks about having some type of healthy competition in your life. But let me show you here, and I'll read a little thing from each card for you. And let me put these back down to where's the book? Here it is. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So the Death card is surrender, defeat, humiliation, and devastation. Okay. It says, although you're not experiencing a physical death, your angels indicate that something has indeed died, that which has been harming your spirit. The good news is that the worst has already occurred, and it will not get any worse than this, and soon a new day will dawn. As hard as it can be to admit and accept the defeat or dead end, because the sooner you do, the sooner the real gifts you seek will appear from the right resources. This is not an easy time for you, but it will become easier if you let go. Your guardian angel's message is let go and let the universe take over and move on. All right. So it's a little different than what I was originally thinking it was going to say. But, something has to die in order for something new to be reborn. And I would also say that it can relate to what I was originally saying too about death, and that it usually shows up when a lot of change is about to happen. So the more that you accept this change, like I was saying earlier, and kind of go with it and figure out, what it's going to mean for you or the people in your life, the easier, it will be. Okay. And real quick, let's go to competition. Okay. Inspiration, breakthrough. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. So sorry. Strife, arguments, conflicts, and battle. Just going to read the last paragraph. Okay. Hidden within the drama of battle and competition are the seeds of true understanding and compassion. The best spiritual warriors always strive for a win-win outcome. Your warrior guide suggests that you embrace the battles at hand to find your strength and reach for growth. Fight the good fight with your adversaries, but pray for divine justice to prevail, not just for your personal version of justice. Their message is fight fair, but concede when you are in the wrong. All right. That's pretty self-explanatory. Last oracle card. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. Okay, give me just one moment here. Final messages for Virgo or sign Virgo, March 17th through March 31st. What does Virgo need to see? What does Virgo need to know for the highest good? Messages for Virgo. Messages for Virgo. What does Virgo need to see? What does Virgo need to know? Sign Virgo. Okay, let me just get these out of the way. So it says a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. And I'll read you the other one, but I won't necessarily put it down in our spread here because it flipped out too. It's very similar to what I was talking about earlier with insects, right? So the second oracle card you got is Whale and Orca Elders. Share your story. Frequency of sound. Deep diving vibrations. So that one, but I want to show you the first one that I'm going to keep here in your spread. So that's the new earth. It's happening. Keep holding your vision. I love these cards. They're really pretty. Okay. Oh, I just saw there was a message here. Google users just for tomorrow. I'm not sure what you're referencing. I don't know if you're still here, Google user. But the reading is for March 17th through March 31st. If you're still here and you want to let me know what you mean before I sign off here, I will try to answer. But anyway, guys, that is your message for this time. I am going to take a picture, like I always say, of all the cards here. I'm going to fit them all together. So if you want to take a look at that after the reading, you can either click in the description box below or go to my website directly, MalesseaMagicLight.com. Click on the Facebook link, find the Virgo reading, and the first comment will be one photo of all the pictures. Other than that, thank you guys so much for your energy and your support. Again, if you like this video and it resonates, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, it's free. You can do that by just clicking on the bell icon on the bottom. But otherwise, thank you guys so much. I'm going to take a little bit of a break and then come back in a little bit with Leo. So, all right, you guys have a great day or night. See you later. Bye.